baths and showers.
Elements in bathrooms.
10 times, 15 times.
Elements in bathrooms.
What on earth is going on with Trump and toilets? Trump's White House toilet would be clogged with documents that Donald Trump was flushing down the toilet. Is this the explanation? Is this the explanation?
Big massive dumps.
Elements in bathrooms.
10 times, 15
Trump was
times.
doing this with his personal toilet.
Elements in bathrooms.
And showers.
Big massive dumps.
Elements in bathrooms.
Duty. 10 times, 15 times. Not me,
Elements in bathrooms.
God bless the United States. Thank you very much.
Elements in bathrooms.
Uh-oh. Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes.
Uh-oh. I love mangoes too.
9 cents. Now that we are up under our Biden's regime, my bag of mangoes now costs $11.99.
That seems like a pretty good deal. A bag of mangoes? Mangoes like $3 each? That's it. I don't know. $8 or $11.
The American people lie. And highway robbery is what you do. Bring my mangoes back now. My bag of mangoes. My bag of mangoes.
Mangoes?
My bag of mangoes. Bring my mangoes back now. Raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Bring my mangoes back now.
The Wisconsin crowd identified with the mangoes.
Unfortunately affected the American people. Those who want me to be healthy. Those who want me to be healthy. It's highway robbery is what you're doing. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit. Don't raise the price of fruit.
Mangoes?
Well, welcome everybody. What a oh, and am I muted? No, is this? No, I'm kidding. I'm messing around. We have had some serious audio issues lately, and I will address that. It's almost as much of the show as the content, just me having audio issues and different things. But it's great to see everybody. We have so much to talk about. I have something very, very special for you guys today, and it's not just another coupon code. Okay, so I'm actually glad you're here today, as opposed to on many streams where I'm like, what are these people doing? It makes no sense. Okay. There is a federal investigation of Hunter Biden happening. Now, you might say, oh, is it the laptop? Is it about Windows updates? Is he using GIMP instead of Photoshop? And what kind of stickers does he have on the laptop? No, it is about none of it. So let's read about what's going on, and then I'll give you my take on it. Federal investigation of Hunter Biden heats up. Okay. A Justice Department investigation into Hunter Biden's business activities has gained steam in recent months, with a McFlurry of witnesses providing testimony to federal investigators and more expected to provide interviews. The probe, led by the U.S. Attorney in Wilmington, Delaware, started in 2018. It concerns multiple financial and business activities in foreign countries dating to when Biden's father was vice president. Investigators have examined whether Hunter and some of his associates violated money laundering, tax, and foreign lobbying laws, as well as firearm and other regulations. You know what I say about this, guys? Have at it. Joe Biden shouldn't get involved. I don't care about Hunter Biden. If he committed crimes, charge him. If you get a guilty verdict, throw him in prison. I don't care. I don't care about Hunter Biden. It has nothing to do with Joe Biden's administration. Now, I should add, Hunter Biden has not been charged with any crimes and has denied wrongdoing. It has nothing to do with the laptop that the blind tech found. It just has nothing to do with it. Okay? This is something that dates back to 2018. His father, Joe Biden, is not being investigated, according to sources who have been briefed. But the ongoing investigation has persistently raised questions about the ethics and behavior of Hunter Biden, and it has fueled right-wing political attacks. Guys, I don't care. Investigate the guy. I'm not going to defend him. If he did something wrong, then throw the book at him. File charges. It's like, what are Joe Biden's accomplishments as president? We can talk about that. Is Joe Biden doing a good enough job on Ukraine or COVID or whatever? Let's discuss. Hunter Biden. Come on, guys. Come on. Give me a break. It's just not... It's Joe Biden is right not to get involved and let the investigation happen. That's it. It's not like just investigate. That's it. There's no conspiracy. That's it. Welcome everybody. We are going to be looking at shortly an interview I did just an hour ago with a pro-Trump Michael Flynn and Roger Stone endorsed candidate. I think you guys are going to find it very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let's look at a couple of things. As some of you know, audio problems continue to plague the live streams. If you missed the Monday stream, this is what you missed. Wait a second. You guys can't hear anything now? Oh, that doesn't make any sense. What the hell is going on with my audio, guys? Oh, wait a second. What about now? I genuinely don't know where that's coming from. I genuinely don't know where that's coming from. Wait a second. Could people hear it when I changed something? Because now I don't want to have messed something up. In all seriousness, now I don't know what people are hearing. I just don't even know. You couldn't hear it before? You couldn't hear it before? Okay, fine. Okay, good. All right. So anyway, that happened. Fine. Let's move on. Also in mango news, it looks like there's some pretty good deals on mangoes under the Biden regime. This is an advertisement someone posted to our subreddit who said, mangoes back down under Biden. Your mango dreams come true. 5 for $5. That's a very good deal. That's at Whole Foods Market also. And they even have a Passover menu going. So that's big. That's big. Okay, very good. And I have for you guys... Kayleigh McEnany went on Kirk Cameron's show. Kirk is this actor, former actor, current actor, I don't know. And I guess she was trying to talk about antidotes. And instead she kept saying anecdote. It's really weird. Check this out. Now let's see if you can hear this.
Of biblical truth, that I believe Jesus Christ is Savior, that I believe that Jesus Christ is the way to heaven. I mean, these are my beliefs I've had my entire life. So I understand feeling that way as a Christian, but we got to be bold. You know, the anecdote to darken. The
anecdote. And I love how the subtitles say antidote anyway. It's like, guys, she's saying that it's the anecdote.
Is light, and the anecdote to a really grim future is filling the world with a lot of Christian babies who can bring that light to the world.
Dear God. So very, very weaponized stuff there from Kayleigh McEnany, and we will momentarily move on to a very, very big deal interview. Let me address, wow, what is happening here? Super chats coming in. Pappy says, David, do you believe if Ukraine wins against Russia, Democrats in Congress will win the midterms? I don't know that I would draw such a close connection, Pappy. Not sure about that. Chakaseki says, I'm worried about Cawthorn's Republican cocaine orgy allegations. Is he insinuating that there's an eyes wide shut style adrenochrome party? I think he is. I think that is exactly what Madison Cawthorn is suggesting. Okay, when we are now within striking distance of 100,000 Twitch followers. When we get there, we are going to do a multi-hour Twitch-only open phone lines town hall. It will be our first ever Twitch town hall. We're at about 90,000 followers on Twitch right now. When we get to 100,000, we will do a special event, Twitch only. No YouTube, no Facebook, no Getter, no Grindr, no Tinder, no Rumble, just Twitch. And we will open the phone lines and we will just take call after call and let all the Twitch viewers tune in. That's at 100,000 Twitch followers. We're at about 90,000 right now. Even if you normally watch on YouTube, make a free Twitch account and just follow us on there. So that is a heretofore. Yeah, it's not going to be on Grindr. Absolutely not. And we will give away my gavel. That's right. We're going to be doing all of it when we reach that level. So that's very exciting. Bay Photo, if the Department of Justice pursues charges on Hunter, I'd hope it would set the precedent for prosecutors to charge Trump and family. I'm just saying. That's an interesting perspective. Better buy yourself a bag of mangoes before the price goes up. Very much so. Yeah, I'm going to be investigating the price of mangoes very seriously. All right, let's get to the interview. First, let me make sure I've thanked everybody. I want to say thank you to my bag of mangoes, Jay Tandaway, Ryan Rincon, Captain Smiles with 2 subs, and Harry, which already puts us at 6. I also want to tell you guys about something else. The gifting of memberships on our website is live, and it is spectacular. On Monday, by popular demand, we installed a module on our website, which when you sign up for a membership, lets you check a box which says this is a gift, okay? Now, if you want to gift a membership to someone specific, you can type in their info. If you leave it blank, you allow me to give it away, and we've given away 22 memberships since Monday. Now, if you want to request a free membership, just go to davidpacman.com/free membership. So hold on. Is it free or gift membership? Damn it. Now I don't remember. Free. It's free. Okay. So you've got to fill out a form. I received 15 emails from people saying, David, I'd like a free membership. Those go directly into the trash. If you want a free membership, you fill out the form at davidpacman.com/free membership. There are currently 227 people, now 228, who want a free membership. We're just going in order, okay? This is so simple, and yet so many people were completely disoriented. They were visibly confused, like Trump at his rallies. If you want a membership, fill out the form at davidpacman.com/free membership. Now 230 people. We're going in order. I'm not playing favorites. If you want to gift a membership, you go to joinpacman.com, you go through the process, you check the box that says make this a gift, but don't give it to anybody specific. Okay, guys? So for example, John Roberts, wait, no, that's not right. Hold on. Oh, these are people claiming their membership. Sorry. These are not new. People are claiming memberships from Monday. Okay, fair. Here we go. Brian Wrestler just gifted a subscription, so that puts us at 7. And so now Adelaide Foster gets a membership. Is this clear? Gift received. You gift one, someone gets it. We're just going in order. So Adelaide, you'll get an email after the stream with info about how to claim your free membership. Every gift is given to someone. I hope this is clear. Brian Wrestler just gifted another one. Okay, so that's number 8. And now, who's next? Tommy Smith gets a free membership. I hope this makes sense, guys. Brian Wrestler gifting another one. That's number 9. So now, Jesse Valentine gets a free membership. Brian Gifts, and Jesse Getz. Man. Okay, let's continue. Lastly, real quick, thanks to Beardlick, Sarah Chris, Dean and Cleo, Quebeca Lynn, and Gooby. That's 5 people signing up via Twitch, puts us at 14. Let's get into the interview. There's so much to talk about, guys. I don't want to delay any more talking about this. Many of you came to me and you said, David, you've got to do more of these interviews with the crazy right-wing QAnon types. And so my colleague John came up with a list of some of the wackiest candidates and started reaching out to them. The first one we had scheduled for last week, the woman canceled. Too bad. But now we've done an interview. I am going to, this is not going to be on our podcast until next week. It's not going to be anywhere for a while. I am going to preview the interview with you right now. Okay? Do people want to see this? I think it's completely insane, this interview. Do you email to get a free membership? No. Do not email. Do not email about a free membership. All right. Let's just get right into it. Let's just, here we go. Okay? Speaking with a Republican congressional candidate named Darlene Swaffar, and I think this is going to be very, very interesting for our audience. Darlene is a small business owner and is running for Congress in Florida's 22nd district. Darlene, I really appreciate you coming on today.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and it's, I'm always interested in learning more about different candidates, their ideas, whether there might be, my audience is on the left, and it's always interesting to see where there might be opportunities to sort of bridge divides and work together and all of these different types of things. So let's kind of contextualize your candidacy a little bit. If I understand correctly, Michael Flynn and Roger Stone have both endorsed you. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And a few hours before our interview, you posted a picture of yourself with the former President Donald Trump, and you said it was wonderful to meet my president. Just as a sort of like gut check, right? Who's the current president of the United States?
I don't know. That's debatable. Some people feel that we had a stolen election.
Uh-oh. First question is, who's the president? We're already, I mean, she said 5 words and we're already off the rails.
And that's an illegitimate president currently serving. I have my own thoughts on that. But if you look back in the last 1 year and several months, where are we as a country? I mean, we went from being energy independent to now purchasing oil from Russia and negotiating.
Guys, is the question, who is the president, considered a gotcha question?
Oil with Venezuela. We went from having very low inflation to having very high inflation. We got back into the Paris Accord, even though we are very responsibly a global citizen on our energy consumption.
Well, let's get to that. But Darlene, I want to hold you to, who's the current president?
Well, I don't believe that the current president is a legitimate president, and we'll leave it at that.
Is Joe Biden currently the president, even if you think he's illegitimate? Is he the president?
I don't believe he is.
Okay.
I don't believe that is the current legitimate president.
Can you guys imagine, huh? We've got a sick country, guys. And who is the current legitimate president?
I don't believe we have a current legitimate president.
Wow. So in a sense, there's no president of the U.S. right now.
I guess that's your interpretation of what I said.
Are we liking this so far, guys? I mean, I can cut it or we can keep going if you guys want. It's pretty wild. I'm not going to lie. People say keep going. Okay. All right, let's keep going.
But okay.
Well, you tell me, I mean, is there a president right now, I guess?
Well, I'd rather not answer that.
Can you imagine preferring not to answer whether there is currently a president? It's insane.
That? Because I kind of feel like you're leading down an area of controversy.
Yeah, I'm goading her into saying something crazy with the question, is there currently a president?
That we don't have to go.
Okay, interesting. Let's talk about the energy independence thing, just to pick one thing. And so this, I think, will give my audience a lot of kind of insights into your campaign. Now, I'm going to warn you guys, we talk about oil and gas for about 8 minutes, and it gets really bad, really, really bad. So if you're allergic to cringe, I'm just warning you guys, you may want to go. The United States in 2020, which was Donald Trump's last year in office, produced as much oil as we used. And I think that's what you're signaling when you talk about being energy independent. We used a certain amount of oil and we produced an amount that matched that. And in hey, by the way, I have to take issue. There's one person on Twitch saying that it's an idiotic line of questioning for me to ask her that whether there is guys, it's monumentally idiotic to be a candidate and to be unable to say if there is a president and who it is. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that. When I see insanity, I explore it further. So the fact that she's unable to answer is the idiotic part. Okay, let's continue. 2021, the same thing happened. We produced as much oil as we used. So can you tell me on what basis you say that we are no longer energy independent under Joe Biden?
Well, actually, if you look at the graph of how much oil we've purchased from Russia, it's significantly more than what we were producing for ourselves. I mean, that graph was well published, and I'm happy to email that to you. But that is an inaccurate statement that you just shared. It doesn't matter how much oil we consume, we can either produce our own oil and build back our reserves, which is what President Trump did, or deplete our oil reserves and start purchasing oil from other countries, which is evident in the price of gas today. I mean, it was under $2 a gallon a year and 3 months ago. And what are we at now? $4, $5, in some cases $6 or $7. That is your evidence.
Let's get back to gas prices. And I want to really, with you, I love the clarity of the conversation where let's agree to first talk oil and then we'll talk gas. So did you know that the US for decades has purchased oil from foreign countries? So under Trump, even though we produced as much oil as we used, some of the oil we produce, we export. And to make up for that, we import some oil. And under both Trump and Biden, we imported oil from Russia. Did you know that?
Did you know that in the last 20 years, we had presidents in the United States that did not focus on energy independence and producing our own oil and offshored those opportunities to other countries? Did you know that?
Well, but that's not an answer to my question, is it?
That is an answer, because it's not about the Trump presidency. What Trump did was create energy independence to the point where we were exporting oil.
Okay.
That's not what happened in previous presidential administrations.
But you criticize Joe Biden for importing oil from Russia.
The Obama administration, it lies to the Clinton administration, it lies to the Bush administration. It was both Democrat and Republican.
This escalates significantly. I'm just warning everybody. Like we're still going down the hill at a very fast rate of speed here. You're going to see where this goes.
And presidents that did not look out for the interests of American families. And what Trump did was put American families first. We have the capability to farm our own reserves from gas, coal, and gas.
But Darlene, if we can,
I'm talking about,
if we can, Darlene, I really want to take it one issue at a time. I want to take it one issue at a time.
Sure.
Will you concede that in both 2020 and 2021, U.S. oil production exceeded consumption? Will you concede that? And then we'll get to the disagreement. Will you concede that?
Actually, it's not a concession. We did produce more oil than we consumed, but that's because we were able to export it and actually earn income back to the Treasury on what we exported. Now we're no longer in an exportation phase. We are purchasing oil from other countries because we're not producing enough oil.
Let's see. I don't want to belabor it, but at the same time, I want to make sure my audience understands where we're disagreeing. In both 2020 and 2021, let's see if we can even break it down more simply, Darlene. In 2020, the U.S. used a certain amount of oil. Will you agree that we used oil in 2020? Look, this is amazing. I have to keep We're like, we can't talk about the element. We first have to break it down into its component atoms. And like that wasn't simple enough. So I've got to break it down into like quarks and right. I mean, it's like we have to keep going. It's like baby talk. Okay, so let's explore now.
Of course.
Okay.
We used oil. Of
Will
course.
you agree we used oil in 2021?
We did use oil in 2021.
Good. Will you agree that in both 2020 and 2021, forget for a second about exports, we produced more oil than we used in 2020 and 2021? Are we okay on that?
Right, but
hold on,
where's the
just
negative
let's.
of
We'll
that?
get to it. We'll get to it. But
Right.
we agree so far, right?
Right.
Okay. In both 2020 and 2021, we exported some oil.
Right.
Yes. And in 2020 and 2021, we imported some oil from Russia.
We imported very little oil. I don't have the chart in front of me.
But we did
it's-
import some, right?
Right, and we had to produce more oil because our oil reserves were depleted under the Obama administration. Trump put back our oil reserves during his administration. Would you agree to that?
No, I don't agree to that. But let's get to that. We'll get to the disagreement. So far, Darlene, this is great because we're really going through the nuts and bolts. We both agree that in 2020 you can tell how thrilled she is to be going through this sequentially.
2020
and 2021,
Right.
the U.S. produced more oil than we used. And we
Right.
agree that in 2020 and 2021, we exported some oil. And we
Right.
agree that in 20 and 21, we imported some oil from Russia. So what's the big criticism of what Biden did in 21? It sounds like it was exactly the same thing.
Well, actually, we didn't purchase oil to the extent in 2021 like we did in 2020 or 2019 or
Oh, so
2018
Biden was
or
more
20
independent. He didn't purchase
No,
as much.
Biden purchased oil in 2021 that we did not as a country purchase.
All right, so it's complete. You know, at this point, I realized there's nothing else. We've made the point, so now I move on pretty soon.
In 2020, 2019, 2018, and 2017.
Oh, he purchased
Look
more.
at
You're
the 4
saying.
years
Okay.
under Trump's administration. We did not purchase the oil from Russia to the extent of what Biden has done
Got
in
it.
2021.
Okay.
That is fact.
Okay. All right. Let's talk a little about gas prices. Who's responsible for high global gas prices right now?
Who's responsible for high global gas prices? If we are producing our own oil, we can control the market behind the prices. That's economics 101.
Okay. But so right now, would you agree that gas prices are high in the United States?
They are extremely high.
Okay.
My brother is a truck driver with his own rig.
Okay.
It costs him over $1,000 to fill his truck with gas. So
Okay.
what does that equate to? He's going to have a higher cost for logistics to transport goods.
Got it.
That's going to translate to higher prices of cost of goods sold.
Absolutely.
Then higher prices of retail prices. And then if you're purchasing something that costs more today than it did yesterday, then you're paying higher sales tax for it.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, we are all paying for more based on the decisions of the current administration.
Let's wait. So we agree gas prices are high in the US. Do you agree gas prices are high in France right now?
Well, France doesn't produce their own oil.
But that wasn't my question, Darlene, is do you
That
agree
is
that
the
gas
answer.
prices are high in
That
France
is the
right now?
answer. They're not producing oil. They're at the mercy of supply and demand of countries they can purchase oil from.
Fine. But my
Okay.
question is, do you agree gas prices are high in France right now?
They're high everywhere all over the world.
Beautiful. So we can even skip that part.
Okay?
Is Joe Biden responsible for that?
Absolutely 100%.
How?
Why did he stop production of the Keystone pipeline? Why are we not producing the same level of oil that we did during the Trump administration?
Okay.
There's a zero excuse on why we can't produce our own oil.
Hold on a second, though, Darlene. Let's take it a step at a time now because we want to be clear. Keystone XL pipeline. You
Right.
know that Keystone XL phase 4, well, I guess let's back up. Keystone XL is 4 phases.
Right.
3 of the phases have been up and running for years. The 4th
Right.
is what we're now talking about. Agree so
Right.
far?
Right.
Agree
But
so
that
far.
was 10,000 jobs.
But hold on a
lost.
second. Hold on a second.
Not that.
Wait a sec, Darlene. Wait a second.
Okay.
Do you agree that phase 4 of Keystone XL was not active when Trump was president? Trump wanted to do construction, but it wasn't active.
No, of course they weren't producing oil.
Beautiful.
They were not flowing the oil through that pipeline.
Beautiful.
That's true.
Agreed 100%.
Right.
Do you agree that the pipeline is a method of transporting oil, not producing it?
That is a method of transporting oil, but that also reduces the cost of supply and demand as well.
How?
So you have to factor that in. What do you mean how? If they can get the oil to certain markets within the United States more efficiently, that's going to reduce the cost of production.
Okay.
And transporting, correct?
Your economics 101 is a big thing for you, right? We're okay.
Yes.
Do you know how much global oil production would go up if Keystone XL phase 4 was completed?
How much it would go up in what respect? Give an example. On
Percentage wise. So if right now we are at what we would call 100%, right now the status quo is 100%.
Right.
If Keystone XL phase 4 goes live, how much does oil production globally go up?
I don't have the answer to that. But
It's 1%.
Well, I don't know if that's your fact, and I don't think that fact is accurate.
No, facts are facts. Facts are not opinions. A fact is a fact.
Right.
It would go up 1%.
So show me the evidence behind that fact, because I have not heard that it would only be 1%. I actually think that's radical liberal facts, and people assume that those are facts. So share with us, what is your fact?
I actually may have overstated it. It might be that U.S. production would go up. I said global would go up 1%. I think that's even overstating it. I think it might only be U.S. production, but it didn't matter at this point.
Behind it's only being 1%.
So
impact
everybody from
production.
Everybody from the NRDC to, I mean, it's, whoever you want to cite, we're talking about a 1% increase globally. That won't make a gas price difference. You know that, Darlene, economics 101.
And actually, I don't believe in that 1%. I believe that's the narrative that they probably want everyone to kind of run with.
Okay.
So I find it hard to believe that a pipeline would only produce 1% of the world's
Pipelines don't actually produce anything. They're just transport methods. It would allow the transport of 1% more oil.
Right.
You just don't believe it.
Well, share the facts with your audience, share it with me, and then we can analyze it. How's that?
Beautiful. Okay. What do you think the top tax rate should be?
The top tax rate? I believe as citizens we're double, triple, and quadruple taxed.
Okay.
So I think right now the federal.
Why does no one ever have answers to these things? It's like if you came to me and you said, David, sir, you're running. What should the top tax rate be? I would be like, I don't know. I think the top tax rate should probably be about 55%, and it would start on incomes above, I don't know, 5 million. I mean, like I would be immediately in the ballpark, and I'm not even running for anything. She's running for something.
Tax is in the 33 percentile when you add everything together.
What do you mean percentile?
Well, when you're looking at how you do your taxes, right?
Yep.
It's around 30+% that comes out of your income in terms of taxes, state, federal, county, any local taxes, when you add all that up together.
Well, it depends. People think this is not a candidate for local office, guys. She's running in the 22nd congressional district in Florida. If she's endorsed by Michael Flynn and Roger Stone and was just photographed with Trump, this is one of their best people. This is not some random local politician. What state you live in, how much you make, and a lot of things, right?
Correct. I was an accounting and finance major. I did my taxes for many years. So it's around that bracket.
Guys, she did her own taxes for many years.
So you add Medicare tax, you add all the different taxes, about that much. And then on top of that, you have sales tax. And then on top of that, you have gas tax. And then, if you smoke, there's a cigarette tax. And then, when you die, there's taxes, everything. There's taxes on everything.
Okay.
So, and then when you die, there's an estate tax. It's 35%.
If you have more than $10.5 million.
No.
This may be the best part of the interview. Okay, everybody get the popcorn.
Actually, it's less than that. Yeah.
No, it's $10.5 million. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's less than that.
What do you think it is?
Well, there's a death tax of if I die tomorrow, before my son could collect any assets,
Yeah.
there's a death tax.
Did you know that
It
that
doesn't
starts
start
at
at-
11? That starts at 11. Your first $11 million, there's no federal estate tax.
There's a death tax.
No.
Yes.
Where'd you
yes,
get
there is.
that?
There's a death tax that
Mhm.
everybody goes through. When you die and you leave your assets to your heirs,
Right.
that's the tax that is going to be assessed by the government before your heirs get any money.
But this is one of the big, this is wild, Darlene. You're a candidate, and it
Yeah.
sounds like you don't know that the first $11.7 million of one's estate doesn't, you only pay tax after you leave 11.7 million to your heirs. You didn't know that, did you?
If it's 11.7, how is it that because I deal with seniors all day long.
Okay.
I'm the Medicare lady, okay?
Okay.
And I had a client that only had $250,000, and her estate was hit with a death tax before her children collected it. So how did that happen with her?
Maybe it was at the state level, I don't know. But federally, there's an 11.7 million.
saying.
But
Yeah,
hold on. There's
Right.
your first 11.7 million, there's
Right.
no tax federally.
Right, on the federal level.
Ah.
Okay.
But you didn't know that
I-
2 minutes ago, right?
Right, but that's on the federal level.
Fair.
So I deal with seniors all day long.
Okay.
That's what I do for the
Okay.
last 11 years. And I've heard way too many. As a matter of fact, this is the biggest concern that seniors have brought to my attention.
Yep.
That they have to set up a trust, which costs $3,000 typically to set up, about $2,500 to $3,000.
Yeah.
So that they could try to protect their assets and not be subject to that death tax before they leave their children any money.
Now, wouldn't it
And
be
so-
the right thing to do as someone advising seniors to let them know that their first 11.7 million are exempt?
Well, I'm not a tax advisor, so that's not up to me
Okay.
legally to share that information with them. I
Fair.
sell Medicare health insurance, so I'm not going to give advice
Fair.
that has nothing to do with my license.
I think that's responsible, Darlene. But back to the first question, let's focus in on the federal tax rate, because every state has different tax rates, different sales
Correct.
tax rates, et cetera. Federally speaking, what do you think the top tax rate should be?
I know that there were some recommendations where people said maybe we shouldn't have any more than 14 or 15% across the board.
Okay.
You know, I would love to see lower taxes. I'm for less government and lower taxes. So that's part of the Republican platform. And I'd love to see everyone pay lower taxes. I think that we should have a much more efficiently run government.
Sure.
I think a lot of the 3-letter agencies and 4-letter agencies that we have on a national level should be brought back down to the state level. I think there's a lot of duplication of efforts. So when you look at those agencies and you look at the number of employees employed by those agencies and you eliminate that budget, that would be a completely different financial picture on how our government could be run more efficiently.
In terms of the tax rate, though, you would like to see
Right.
the top federal rate go down to 14%?
I would like to see it less, yes.
Okay. And at what income would that top rate kick in?
I mean, if you think about it realistically, you know, and I have different, look, I grew up poor. Okay, I'm a true Rax's success story. I run a very
Are these questions that difficult? Like, why can't she or so many of these people answer these questions? And I know people are like, well, who cares what she thinks? I mean, I'm interviewing her. The whole point is to figure out what she thinks and whether it's crazy.
successful company. Okay, and I don't think it's easy for anyone to live a very standard lifestyle if you're making under $100,000 a year. I just think that it's really challenging with how expensive rent is
Sure.
and mortgage is. I mean, and it's difficult for any single income household to survive. I mean, we're almost forced to have two incomes coming into the home in order to survive. So I would like to see the benchmark much higher than that, maybe above 250,000, maybe even more, maybe 400,000.
Maybe.
I mean, I have some strategies that I would like to implement. And this is to your point, because I know you want to stay on point, but it touches on taxes, okay? So now the average American person that works a blue collar job or professional job, and they're under that, couple $100,000 a year mark, when they work overtime, if they're an hourly rate person, if they work overtime, why are they working overtime? They're working overtime to pay down their bills,
Right.
pay down their student debt. They're working overtime to maybe save money to take their family on vacation. I would like to see the overtime pay not be taxed. I would like to see the income part of it still be counted when you are looking into getting a mortgage, for example, where they need to know what your income is in order to qualify you for a mortgage. So I still want the income to count towards, Social Security income, applying for a mortgage, applying for a loan to get a car.
Sure.
But the payroll taxes on the overtime pay, I would like to see that eliminated.
Darlene, that's a very interesting idea. That's a very interesting, I'll be honest, it's the most interesting idea you've presented so far, I would say, and it's not one that I've heard before, but that's a very, and I'm guessing that this would be for people earning under a certain amount, right? We're really targeting workers here.
Yeah, we're targeting workers that are hourly paid. But, if you think about it, if they had that portion that wasn't taxed, that additional income and revenue increases our overall spending. To me, that would even improve the economy. That would improve people's ability to eliminate their debt, to try to get ahead in a way. So, I would love to see that idea implemented. I also have other ideas with regards to reforming Medicare and improving solvency, because some experts are predicting that Medicare is going to be insolvent in about 2 to 3 years. Well,
that's such a big topic. Let's not dive into that right now, but at least that one idea you had, that's a very interesting idea. In the last few minutes we have, QAnon. In 2019, you wrote a lot of QAnon stuff on your Facebook page. You talked about how Q inspired you to run for Congress in 2020. Talk to me about QAnon. Have you taken a so-called QAnon oath?
I didn't write a lot of QAnon posts. That's inaccurate. I have a lot of friends that are, they call themselves digital soldiers.
Okay.
And I actually said that they inspired me to run for office, because to me, I feel that we as Americans, we need to learn the truth. And they say QAnon oath. There was no QAnon oath. It's the oath to protect the Constitution against enemies, foreign and domestic. So how do they attach a Q conspiracy idea behind taking the oath to defend your country? I actually find that insulting.
Okay.
And so, it was General Flynn that asked everyone to do that oath. And if you look at my oath, because I did do the oath, I also asked for God's protection and blessings over our country. That was the end of my oath, my so-called oath.
Got it.
But, I took that oath because my fifth and sixth grandfathers fought in the Revolutionary War, in the War of 1812, and my eighth great uncle is Benjamin Franklin. Well, what did Benjamin Franklin do when he signed the Declaration of Independence? He said, we either hang together or we hang separately, but we most assuredly will hang. So that's where the term where we go one, we go all came from. John F. Kennedy had that on his boat.
Okay.
President John F. Kennedy had that saying on his boat.
Can you imagine what's going on, guys? This woman is endorsed by Michael Flynn and Roger Stone and hung out with Trump yesterday.
So why people are attributing that to a conspiracy, that's lack of knowledge on everyone's part, and they're running away with that. And that's
so in other words, so you are not a believer in QAnon?
I've never said I was. That's all conspiracy related media trying to bash an America First candidate.
Well, this is why I want to ask you to, so you're saying you do not believe or subscribe to QAnon?
No, I have friends that do.
Okay.
And I support anybody trying to find the truth.
Understood. That's that I think is very, very important to know.
Yes.
Okay, Darlene, listen, this has been incredibly illuminating, and I can't thank you enough. I think we've had a number of disagreements. You had the one very interesting idea there about non-taxable overtime hours. Very, very interesting. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you spending some time with us today.
Thank you. I appreciate that too. And I'd love to see the facts behind what you shared, 1%. how that's going to add to the oil supply. I know that's inaccurate, but we'd love to see the data on that.
When we publish this,
Maybe your sources are inaccurate and you don't know. So I'm going to look into it too, and whatever I find, I'm going to send it to you.
please, Darlene, it's been an unfettered pleasure on our end. Okay, so that's that. I guess I have video of the oath that she took. Hold on, let me see here.
Everyone, here's my oath. I, Darlene Swaffar, candidate for U.S. House of Representatives for Florida District 22, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office of which I'm about to enter. As a remnant soldier of God, I also swear to defend and protect our Judeo-Christian values. I will support our veterans, our seniors, and most importantly, our children, which are our future. I serve we the people with humble honor and respect. So help me God. At the signing of the Declaration of Independence
So anyway, this WWG1 thing, that's a QAnon thing, right? Yeah. Wow. So listen, I mean, that was pretty bonkers, guys. And we did it. I don't know if people find those interesting, let me know and we can line up more of them. But it's really scary that these are people who, I mean, she has, I get it's sort of like a Biden blue district that she's running in, but it's not completely inconceivable that she might be able to win. So that's really, really wacky stuff. So many people signed up and are supporting during that. Let me just thank a bunch of people here. Bijibo, Jen here, Hanging from Gallows, Hajil, and Steve-O Legend have just grabbed Twitch Prime subscriptions. I also want to let you know, if you want a free membership on our website, just go to davidpakman.com/free membership and fill out the form. These are first come, first served. We have 262 people waiting right now. I want to say, let's see, Brian Wrestler just gifted 2 more of these, which means that Daniel Meinelt and Patrick Hoover get a free membership. Andrew Culp and Brian Wrestler just did 2 more gifts, so those will go to Tyler Thornhill and Corey Decker. Brian Wrestler gifting another one. That one goes to Mike Crowley. Sandia Saipos has just gifted a subscription. That goes to Steve Evans. And then I want to say thank you to Chuck Blake and Diane Swayze for signing up on our website. That puts us at 26 total. So if you want a free membership, go to davidpakman.com/free membership. You've got to fill out the form. We're just going to go in order. Okay? If you are fortunate enough to be able to gift some memberships, go to joinpakman.com. And as you go through the sign-up process, check the box that says this is a gift, but then just don't send it to anybody. We'll take care of sending it to someone in need of a membership. Okay, so that's the deal. That's the way that it's all working. Also, thank you to Snappy Tam for the Twitch Prime subscription. Very much appreciate that. Okay, memes and streams. In terms of memes and streams upcoming, first of all, I will be streaming the Trump rally Saturday live. It's going to be an incredible thing.
And we will ban men.
Right. So that'll be Saturday. Now, also on Saturday, I'm going to be releasing all of the David Pakman Show related slap memes. Let me preview a couple of them for you now. You can send these to info@davidpakman.com. Here's a mute your Discord one. We do have regular problems with people during live calls who are, unable or unwilling, I guess, to mute their Discord. So that's one that's been submitted. David's audio and David starting his stream. We have been experiencing some pretty serious audio issues lately, and it's just my fault, quite frankly, but that's not a bad one. And then lastly, Nuclear slapping nuclear. Nuclear versus nuclear. If you have your slap meme to submit, and guys, to be clear, remember, I think what Will Smith did is absolutely unconscionable. Going up and slapping Chris Rock in the face. It's insane. It's completely insane. We also do a show where we want to have some entertainment value. So, we're also doing these memes, but I want to be like extra clear about that. Nuclear slapping nuclear. If you make one of these and you want to submit it, send it to info@davidpakman.com. And we will have like the best ones on Saturday. I want to say thank you to Terry Schwerin and Derek Gwynn, who have just gifted 2 more subscriptions on our website. The lucky recipients of those are Chance Keller. You get a free membership. And Emiliano Velazquez. You get a free membership as well. For each gifted membership, someone gets a gift. And Desiree DeLong also gifting a membership. That's number 30. And we will give that one to Jeevan Magnan. Jeevan Magnan. Remember, request a membership at davidpakman.com/free membership. Send a membership at joinpakman.com. Check the box that says this is a gift. Now, I want to be clear. If you gift a month membership, the recipient only gets a month. If you gift a year, the recipient gets a year. So, you could be polite about that or however you want to do that. That's absolutely up to you. Okay, let's go to a few voicemails. I'm happy to report to you guys that after swelling to 1,200 unlistened to voicemails, I've managed to shrink the voicemail waiting line to 827 voicemails. Let's listen to a couple and see if we can chip off a few more here.
David, the walls are coming down and they're closing in on the Biden family syndicate.
They are not. Here's a random one.
Hi, David. What is an investigation on Trump? Like, what is actually happening to have that be reported in the news or considered?
Dude, I mean, have you ever heard my show? I mean, I can't do that. That's wild.
Hello, sir. So I want to talk to you about critical thinking in education, and it's interesting. It sounds like you and Tim Pool agree that critical thinking is not being taught enough in public education. I couldn't speak to private education, but it's interesting. I want to talk to you about this because critical thinking, and you probably know this, implies that, well, you're not only thinking about the things you're learning from others, but you're thinking about the system itself. And so if we start teaching critical thinking to students, they'll start to figure out and realize how broken our education system is,
right,
and that they won't need to contribute to it, and they don't feel like they need to be indoctrinated to it.
Nah, I don't think that's the case at all. I just quite frankly disagree.
Hey, David, it's Juan here. You know why I generally don't trust some in the left? Because in times of crisis, I believe, and this is something I'm pulling out of my head, that they want to be quick about wanting to nationalize things.
Oh my God, Juan, I can't do it, buddy. It's going nowhere, man. It's just going nowhere. Let's see what else we got. I do have something from Whitney.
So every 4 years, there's something that looks like a Holocaust. It's obese people.
And we're done.
According to Farron Cousins, the Republicans keep flashing copies of Hunter Biden's laptop in front of people. If they really had any information on an accurate copy of Hunter Biden's laptop, it would have been released years ago.
Right.
And the question is, where did they get it? If they got it from Russia or Ukraine, it was probably hacked before they even got it.
Okay. All right. Well, That's interesting.
Hey, David, calling in again. Hopefully it's not totally redundant, but so the right is total, and it relates to Will Smith. The right is totally obsessed with this alpha male ratio to beta male. And then there's an additional layer being, I guess, cuckolded. They love it.
What?
So I think it's important to understand that view of relationships to the world is childish, right? They're children. These are the people that are still following the bully around.
Man, I don't know what he's talking about. And then he called right back.
David, I'm not quite sure I have laughed so hard in all of my 37 years as when you tried to replay the Monday live stream, and it went on for probably 35 to 40 seconds of your inability to somehow connect that replay to the screen. It was, without a doubt, absolutely hilarious.
Well, I appreciate being able to provide some comedic relief. That is for damn sure. Let's give away some more memberships. Derek Gwynn just gifted another one, and Ryan Gunter just gifted one. That puts us at 32. The two lucky recipients are Adam Stein, you've gotten a free membership, and Zach Roberts, you've gotten a free membership. For every gifted membership on the website, we now have 311 people waiting for free memberships. I also want to say thank you to George Kasenga, Susan Hall, Lucian Berlin, and apparently a second subscription for... Oh, no, that's just one. Okay, so that's 3, putting us at 35. Very, very much appreciate that. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for today. Let me know if you want to see more interviews like this wacky one. And remember that when we get to 100,000 Twitch followers, we are going to do a Twitch-only town hall. Will I ever do a discount yearly code again? We have all the codes work yearly. All the codes work yearly. I'll see everybody very, very soon, probably tomorrow. And then we will be live for the Trump rally on Saturday. Hope to see you then.